Morning, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice Monday morning. Again, new week. Unfortunately, though, starting off the week with a little bit of crow. As again, forecast this weekend did not pan out how we had certainly expected or hoped that it would. Again, we needed some rain. Thought we were going to get some rain this weekend, and unfortunately that is just not the way it played out. So we'll take a look at that in just a second. But again, rain chances over the course of this week. There's some. Doesn't look like much, though. So again, we'll dive into that in just a little bit. But again, appreciate everyone for tuning in, joining us live. Again, this Monday morning, just a little forecast update, local headlines, regional headlines, national headlines. Expecting another tropical system to potentially impact the Gulf Coast this week as we head over the next several days. First, though, wanted to start off with, again, a look at our weather calendar. In Lincoln, daily high temperatures through, again, about the first 3 quarters of the month of September. You'll notice a lot of red on there, 15 days with above average high temperatures so far this month. Of those, we've actually had 12 days with high temperature at 90 or above in Lincoln. We only average 5 days at 90 or above in the month of September, so well above average in that regard. In fact, again, the most ever number of 90-degree days we've seen in the month of September is 17. So again, we're on the list there. We're in the top 10 in terms of just 90-degree days in the month of September. But that being said, we don't see a whole lot of 90-degree days as we head into, again, very late September or even into October. So again, there's a chance, have kind of closed the book on that 90-degree heat for 2024. Again, certainly the forecast over the course of the next week isn't calling for any of those kind of temperatures. And then again, like I said, once you get into October, it's tough. We don't see as many of those 90-degree days. The latest we've ever seen a 90-degree day in Lincoln is October 20th. That was back in 1947. But again, it's only happened a handful of times. And again, if you look at, again, those records going back to 1887. So maybe done with the 90s. We'll have to just kind of wait and see. The really disappointing part, though, again, is to look at the rainfall. Again, we had expected potentially maybe an inch, 2 inches or more of moisture through the weekend, not just in Lincoln, but across a good chunk of central and eastern Nebraska. And that did not pan out. In fact, at the Lincoln airport, it was just a trace for both Saturday and for the day on Sunday, and again now for the month of September, just 11 hundredths. All of that coming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of last week. So again, from September 1st through today, through September 23rd, again, assuming we don't get any rain today, which we are not expecting any rain today, again, that is the 6th driest start to the month of September that we've ever had. Again, the forecast over the course of the next week, there's a few chances for rain in there. There's not great chances. If we were to end the month today, it would be the 3rd driest September on record. So again, awfully dry. We had hoped for some rain this weekend, and again, it just did not pan out. If you look at the 48-hour precipitation totals, again, this is so. I mean, if you go back 48 hours from 9 o'clock today, so this would take us through from 9 a.m. Saturday through right now. Again, you can see there were some spots there in the southern parts of the state that picked up a little bit of moisture, 1/4 of an inch in Grand Island, around 2/10 of an inch in Beatrice. Falls City was the one spot that did see some decent moisture. They had over 1.5 inches of moisture this weekend, again, from some of the showers and thunderstorms that we had pass through the area. But again, not nearly the amount that we were hoping for through the weekend. So, again, if we just look at the contour radar estimated precipitation, again, where we did see the moisture, and again, we kind of saw this trend late last week, models kind of shifting that heavier rainfall further to our south. And again, that's what ended up happening out. Again, a lot of times maybe the models will wobble, by 50 or 100 miles, but this was several hundred miles to our south where we saw this axis of heaviest rain kind of from near Kansas City, then back to the southwest into the Oklahoma and Texas Panhandle, and then across parts of northern Missouri. So again, the heavy rain did fall. It just was not here. Again, we had some dry air. Combination of the dry air with, the more southerly track of that system is what kind of led to that bust of that forecast. So, again, don't like to see it. Certainly not trying to get the forecast wrong by any means. But, again, that's just kind of the way things shake out sometimes. And, again, string of bad luck when it comes to our rainfall chances really over the past almost 2 months now, and again that just continues. So again, we're kind of in that phase now where it's we'll believe it when we see it in terms of maybe getting some of that heavier rain. But unfortunately, even the heavier rain really not in the cards for us as we head through the upcoming week. Fairly seasonal, if not just a few degrees above average for us. Again, a nice break from the 90s that we've had really for the last 2 weeks. I saw 13 days in a row with above average high temperatures. That streak ended on Sunday with a high in the upper 60s. It'll be cooler this week, but warmer than the upper 60s. There is a chance for some rain on Tuesday. We'll take a look at that. Doesn't look like it's going to be a ton, but some light moisture going to be possible. And then we are going to keep an eye on the chance for some weekend rain chances as well. As again, this far out, though, again, the chances aren't super great. But we'll take a look at that. So right now in the capital city, 8 minutes past the top of the hour, 57 at the airport, 58 in the studio. North wind at 6 miles an hour. Dew points in the upper 40s for us. So again, a cool start, not a bad start to our Monday. Temperatures across the metro generally sitting in the middle and upper 50s to right around 60 degrees for us. Statewide, it is a little bit cooler, especially as you head just to the west and to the northwest. Early this morning, we actually had temperatures down to the 30s for a good chunk of the coverage area, but right now it's anywhere from the low 40s to the low to mid 50s across much of the coverage area. Dew point temperatures, again, are dry, again, generally in the 40s out there to right around 50 degrees, so no humidity to speak of, and really shouldn't be too much humidity for really much of the week. We head towards the weekend. We could see those dew points begin to tick up just a little bit, but again, humidity and dew points are not going to be a factor in the forecast as we head really through the next 7 days. Winds variable, but generally light at around 5 miles an hour across the state. Satellite and radar picture is pretty quiet. There's just a few passing clouds out there. We can see them on the visible satellite imagery. Again, a few of those clouds hanging on into parts of east central, southeastern Nebraska. We should get rid of those, though, as we head through the day today. And I think we should be looking at a generally sunny day across much of the 10-11 coverage area. So we zoom out, look at a regional view. Still have some scattered shower and thunderstorm activity across parts of Missouri, pushing into southern Illinois, but otherwise fairly quiet across much of the Midwest. You zoom out, look at a national view. Again, have some rain across parts of New England, also some rain down across parts of Texas. One area we are going to keep a close eye on, again, hard to see it just yet, but just there south of Cuba. Again, we do have a tropical system that is expected to organize and move into the Gulf as we head over the next several days. This is a system, again, that could potentially impact the Gulf Coast anywhere from Florida over to Louisiana and the southeast Texas coast later this week. So that is a system that we'll keep a close eye on here as we head over the coming days for some additional tropical development. Again, still, we've gone past the peak of hurricane season, but again, it is still hurricane season as we head even into late September and into October, and we can still have some pretty powerful hurricanes, even though, again, it's getting into later September. So that is something we'll keep an eye on. Weather alerts, again, there's not a whole lot, again, across much of the country. Again, things are fairly quiet for most areas. Again, there's a heat advisory in parts of California, excessive heat warning there in parts of Arizona, a few flood watches along the eastern seaboard, but again, otherwise the weather is fairly quiet as we start our work week. So we check out Skycast. Again, a few clouds early this morning should give way to generally sunny skies, I think, as we head through your Monday afternoon. As we head towards Monday night, there will be a weak cold front that kind of passes through the area. That, again, is going to give us that chance for maybe a few light showers as we head into early Tuesday morning across parts of eastern and southern sections of the state. There could be an isolated rumble of thunder mixed in there, but again, I think mainly just some light showers is what could be possible as we head through Tuesday morning. By the afternoon, though, that activity is expected to kind of wane. Again, a few clouds through the afternoon and maybe a spotty shower or two. I think the chance for moisture in Lincoln's probably at about 30%, so again, not great. And if we do see any moisture, I don't expect it to be anything more than potentially a tenth of an inch or two out of some of those scattered showers and maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Then Tuesday into Wednesday, behind that little boundary, behind that system, expecting generally sunny skies and fairly quiet conditions for the middle part of your work week. Again, no moisture expected for the day on your Wednesday. As far as the severe weather outlook for the day today, there is a marginal risk stretching from parts of Arkansas into southeastern Missouri and then into parts of Tennessee and Kentucky. So can't rule out an isolated strong to severe storm in those areas. we head into the day tomorrow. Again, severe weather is expected to remain well off to our east across parts of Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Again, an isolated thunderstorm, though, can't be ruled out into parts of southeastern Nebraska, and no severe weather expected or thunderstorms expected across our area for the day on your Wednesday. 7-day precipitation potential, again, highest again across the Gulf Coast, Florida, and then into parts of Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and then over towards southern Missouri, northern Arkansas. Again, part of that is again going to be the tropical system that we're expecting to potentially impact parts of the country later this week. So again, that's a forecast and a trend we'll keep an eye on where that moisture could potentially go. And then back here at home, again, really not much of anything expected over the course of the next week. Again, some of that light moisture is not out of the question as we head into Tuesday morning for parts of eastern Nebraska. Some weekend rain chances could bring in some additional spotty light rain. But again, really no meaningful moisture is really in the forecast as we head over the course of the next week. Again, we've seen drought monitor over the past several weeks continue to get a little bit worse, get a little bit worse, get a little bit worse. We'd hope weekend moisture would help put a dent in that, but again, unfortunately, again, like I mentioned at the very beginning, that really just wasn't in the cards for us. As far as temperatures are concerned, highs today, again, a little bit warmer than what we had yesterday, and climbing back to near normal for a lot of central and eastern Nebraska, generally in the middle 70s, a little bit warmer in the west, right around 80 degrees across areas like Ainsworth, Valentine, over towards Scottsbluff and Sidney and Kimball. Lows into Tuesday morning, upper 40s to low to mid 50s. So again, not a bad start to our Tuesday. And then Tuesday afternoon, again, maybe just a degree or two warmer, but generally mid to upper 70s to right around 80 degrees for high temperatures for your day on Tuesday. Wednesday morning, we'll go low 40s to low 50s. Again, could have the windows open. Again, be a little bit chilly with all the windows open, but again, could have a window or two open Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon, again, maybe just a degree or two warmer. We'll say low 80s for most of the state, some mid to upper 80s, even low 90s possible for the far western sections of the state. Thursday morning lows generally around 50 degrees for most of the 10-11 coverage area. Thursday afternoon highs, again, generally in the low 80s for most locations. 7-day forecast for Lincoln looks like this. Again, 30% chance for a few light rain showers, I think Tuesday, especially Tuesday morning. Mid to upper 70s for today and tomorrow. Low 80s then for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then again right around 80 degrees for the upcoming weekend. And again, some small, we'll go 20% chances for some moisture Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Again, and even those chances with them still being 5, 6, 7 days out, again, don't look all that great. Doesn't look like it'd be a ton of meaningful moisture, but again, we'll keep an eye on them as we head through the upcoming week. This week, lows generally sitting in the low to mid 50s for us here in Lincoln over the course of the next 7 days. 10-day forecast for select cities across the state looks like this. Again, you can see Monday, Tuesday, it's generally mid to upper 70s, and then through the rest of the week and into the weekend, it's generally in the low to mid 80s for most locations. First half of the week, next week, does offer us again some cooler temperatures, a mix of 60s, 70s to right around 80 degrees. So again, that's a forecast time frame we'll also continue to keep an eye on. 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. This takes us almost through the first week of October. And again, long-range outlook from the Climate Prediction Center favors above average temperatures through that time frame. Keep in mind, again, our average high, again, on September 30th, is 75 degrees here in Lincoln. And then through that first almost week of October, it goes down from 75 all the way down to 72 by October 6th. So again, quickly, those average highs are really going to begin to really start falling off, especially as we head into the month of October. And then, unfortunately, kind of more of the same when we look at the precipitation outlook. Again, we had seen this favor the above-average precip, and that was really watching and looking at that weekend event that, again, just did not pan out for us. But now, again, better than average odds for much of the for the region for seeing below average precip, again, through the end of September into that first week of October. So, again, not a ton to like there in that forecast. Again, if you're looking for rain chances, again, not bad for temperatures, though, over the course of the next week. A little bit cooler, generally mid-70s to low 80s. So, again, still a few degrees above average, but, again, certainly more comfortable than that big, long stretch of 90s that we had really for the past several weeks. So, again, not a lot to like, but a lot to keep our eyes on as we head over the next 7 days or so. So, appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching. As always, keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online, for all of your latest forecast details. And again, until we talk again, hope everyone has a nice Monday.